Student Loan Forgiveness Update. In this video, I'll offer you the most recent developments on student debt forgiveness, so if you have general concerns concerning student loan cancellation, please go to my prior video, which I'll link to down below. So I'm simply doing my best to assist, and I hope you find this informative. So, in early October, the application for student loan forgiveness will be ready. According to the Education Secretary, the application procedure will run smoothly. We're going to do it better than people think, and we want to make sure it's a quick, uncomplicated procedure in which individuals who are qualified receive the relief to which they are entitled in early October. To be a basic, straightforward, and speedy procedure. Now that you know what to expect, here are the critical dates, which will be 4 in all. The first will be in early October, when the application for student loan forgiveness will be available. It will be available as an online application. They stated that they will sell a paper edition at some point in the future, but they did not specify when that would be. The second important date is November 15th, and here's why. According to the Department of Education, you must submit your application by November 15th. If you do not, your application may not be processed in time before the payment freeze expires, and your payments will resume, and you will be charged interest again. That's because the payment freeze expires on December 31st, and processing this application might take up to 6 weeks. So please complete it and submit it by November 15th. The third significant date is January 1st, 2023, which corresponds to what I just mentioned. If the student loan forgiveness does not reduce your loan debt to zero, you should be aware that you will have to resume making payments following the student loan cancellation. Following the cancellation of student loans, 23 million Americans will still be required to make student loan installments. President Biden has stated that he would not prolong the payment freeze again, thus it will expire on December 31st and payments will begin on January 1st. The last date to remember is December 31st, 2023, which is around 15 months from now. The deadline for applying for student loan forgiveness has passed. I assume I mean no hurry. I understand that life gets in the way, but it doesn't make sense for you to postpone and incur unnecessary interest. I would just advocate doing it and getting it over with since it is for your own benefit. Here's what you should do now to ensure that when the time comes, you're prepared and ready to go. So I'm going to offer you 5 recommendations, the first of which is to make sure you're qualified. I'm referring to the sort of loan you have, the income restrictions, and so on. If you want any further information, please see my prior video A. 2. Confirm whether you need to fill out an application. According to the government, around 45 million Americans hold student debts, with approximately 8 million debtors receiving automatic forgiveness. This is because the Department of Education has access to this group's earnings. This includes the 6 million people who just completed the FAFSA and the 2 million people enrolled in income-driven repayment plans. So if you're not in this group, if you're not in those groupings, and you're in the other group of 37 million individuals, you won't have your loans canceled automatically. You'll have to apply. Also, the Department of Education advises that if you are automatically qualified for loan forgiveness, they will contact you to tell you. So it'll simply be a notification. But if someone phones you and they seem really dodgy and they're trying to obtain your personal information, it's definitely a fraudster trying to acquire your personal information to sell. Please don't fall for it. 3. Is to prepare your 2020 and 2021 tax returns. Making sure your income is below the restrictions and that you qualify will be a key part of the application process. The application will most likely require you to check for certain statistics on your tax return, such as your adjusted gross income, or AGI, so make sure you have your tax records handy. If you didn't file a tax return because you weren't required to, those figures will be 0. If you didn't submit a tax return and you should have, please do so. 4. If you want to remain up to speed with Department of Education news, then go visit their website to sign up for alerts. So, as previously said, the application will be ready in early October with exact dates to be confirmed. Sign up with them to receive real-time updates. So I'll post a link to their website down here, or you can subscribe to my channel and I'll keep you updated. 5. Determine if you wish to combine private debts. So, with reference to the FLs, they are stating that FLs are ineligible for loan forgiveness. If you do have FLs, you can consolidate them into direct federal loans to make them eligible. You can do so by visiting the Federal Student Assistance website. If you wish to combine your debts in order to be eligible for forgiveness, the procedure can take up to 45 days. So don't put it off. Now, let me briefly explain the tax consequences, and then I'll say something about the Republicans. So, as most of you are aware, the forgiveness is not going to be taxed at the federal level with the IRS. 6 states have said that they will or may tax this. However, it appears that the majority, if not all, of these states will come up with last-minute tax provisions to waive this off and make this tax-free. So the states that, they can make a last-minute alteration, so we'll see what happens. Republicans are now indicating that they are still planning to dispute the student loan cancellation before the November 8th midterm elections. So they're claiming that they're going to take this to court. Whether they're bluffing or not, we don't know. If they go to court, whether they can have this reversed or not is another question. If the Republicans lose in court, they may try to appeal to the Supreme Court, which has a conservative majority. But whether that occurs or not, nobody knows. All I can say is that the legal community is still predicting that Republican politicians would have a difficult time overturning this. That's everything for today. If you have any general queries, please see my prior video on student loan cancellation. Many people have said the video is really useful, and I hope it is. Please sign up. I appreciate your help and wish you a wonderful day.